I got this, and it was like the most painful. I like got numb, and I was just like, my body was like in shock. I just like, whatever, just finish it. I wouldn't do it again. Some people like the pain, but I don't see how. My first tattoo is this one right here on my upper arm. And it's like, you know the Warner Brothers, like the WB sign? It's the same thing as that, but it's Lillard Brothers. So me and my brother both got this same tattoo. That was the first one I got. I was 18. My mom would never let me get tattoos. Like I always wanted to like get a tattoo, but she never let me do it. She was like, yeah, when you graduate high school, you can do what you want to do. Kind of had that type of attitude about it. And then when I was going to school, we flew to Utah. We set my dorm up, and then we went to the mall just to like look around, and there was a tattoo shop in there. And I was like, let me get a tattoo. My mom was like, all right, let's do it. I'm with you. Get your first tattoo. I'll make sure it's a clean shop and that they do it right and all this stuff. So we went in there. I got the tattoo, and then she dropped me off at the volleyball game the day before school started. She paid for it too. I went and got this one right after that, and this one says Certified Fly Guys. All my friends, they all got the same tattoo. Like that's just what we would call ourselves as a group. A lot of them, because it goes from my brother to Stevie Johnson. Played football at junior college football with my brother and went to Kentucky. Then he played in the NFL for like 10 years. So he was one of the best receivers in the league, and like he got the same tattoo. Everybody's tattoo kind of had wings around like this CF in some way. It looked different, but this was just the design that I liked, so I got this one. I started to feel like I was like off balance. So I had like this one, and I was like, man, I got these two, but then like I don't have nothing over here. I think I went home during Christmas, my freshman year in college. During the time I was there, like went to church, and like one of the scriptures covered in that sermon was this scripture, Psalms 37, verse 1-6. You know, it sat right with me. You know, I felt like it was a little bit about my story with how he went into the scripture and then how he talked about it. You know, just have faith in living right and doing right, you know, and being a good person. Over time, it'll shine through. I felt like that was my position, you know, not getting recruited in high school, going to a small college. But I always felt like I was like the best. I always thought I was one of the top players in high school. Even in college, I thought that, but I felt like people wouldn't acknowledge it or they didn't recognize it. I felt a strong way about it. So I was like, cool, that's gonna be my next tattoo. I literally sat there and got this all in one sitting. At first, I just had like the words, and it was like just this one line around it. It took like 2 hours. I came over here and I got my sister's name and I got my mom's name, and I didn't want it to be like a gap between this and this, so I put the clouds in there. And when I got the clouds in there, I was like, man, this looked plain. So then they kind of like started putting the tears in it, and then they put the sun around it, like on both sides. And then in this one, it was a gap, so I got these stars right here like this, and I actually like connected these two. And then I put like something over my shoulders. Before I knew it, I had 2 half sleeves, and like my arms was full. Like I even did the back. Forever blessed with the basketball. This one is like a torch for like Oakland point guards. So it's like me, Gary Payton, Jason Kidd, Brian Shaw. So it's like a torch, and I got my name like under the firelight. I was real hesitant to go on my forearms, so like that's when I got this chest piece. The pattern right here is like the Oakland tree. Like if you see like all the city limit signs, you'll see this tree all over the city. The root of the tree is a heart of the city, you know, Oakland, just across the chest. Right here and right here was done by one person. Same person did this one and this one, and then a guy in Oakland actually did this Oakland torch. It's like an old watch, because in our games, I always point to my wrist at the end of the game. If I hit like a game winner or a big shot, I do like this, like for Dame time, like I'm taking over. It's a map behind it, basically saying like all the places I've covered with these type of moments. So it's like Ogden, where I went to college. Right here is Oregon, where I play now. Oakland, so like I wear the number 0 for Ogden, Oakland, and Oregon, like all the places that I've lived. So this is like, it's the O. I wear the number 0, but when they introduce me at the game, they say wearing the letter O, Damian Lillard, because they know my number represents Oakland, Ogden and Oregon, so it represents the letter in all those cities. That's why it's like that. That's why I got it with the quotation around it. I'm from Brookfield, East Oakland, so in Brookfield, if you from Brookfield and you a boy, or you a dude, you a jungle boy, Brookfield Jungle Boys, and Brookfield Jungle Girls. And that was something that started like my parents, you know, like my mom was a Brookfield Jungle Girl. She used to say it when I was a kid. Oakland Raiders, like I'm a Raiders fan, but I grew up like right around the corner from the stadium, so always be a Raiders fan. This is the street sign of the street that I grew up on, Clara Street. That's how you throw up my neighborhood, like this. I got a breast cancer ribbon with my grandmother's initials on it. She's still living, but she went through like the whole breast cancer process. She survived. And then April Murphy is my brother's high school sweetheart, and they dated in college. She actually passed away from breast cancer, so me and her was real tight. She passed away, so I got this ribbon with both of their initials on it. Really significant, you know, something that means a lot to me, especially these two people. So, you know, it was definitely worthy. Right here, right, obviously this say town biz. People from Oakland we call Oakland a town. Whenever you like do something like how I behave or how I might handle a situation, it's like town business. Like everybody say that. So right here it say town biz, and right here it say it takes a village. So this is like the Rushmore for me. That's my grandmother, my mom's mom, it's my grandfather, my mom's dad. That's my mom's brother, my Uncle Richard. Like, that's me and him super tight. That's my dad. You can probably tell that's my dad too. This is my mom right here. I did all this in one day. I look at them all the time because they look exactly like this. When I get an idea of a tattoo, I just make sure I sit with it for a little while just to make sure it's good. Like, that's what I really want to go with. Obviously, it gotta mean something to me off the rip. I sit with it to see, like, over time, am I gonna still think the same with this idea, or am I just in the moment right now, excited about something? Like, for example, this tattoo, like, when I first thought of it, I was like, man, like, I was thinking about, like, all of the heroes and, you know, the iconic people who paved the way for us to live the way we live today as African Americans. You know, I'm thinking about Sojourner Truth, to Martin Luther King, to Rosa Parks, to Malcolm X, to Jackie Robinson, to Muhammad Ali, like athletes, civil rights movement, slavery. Without them, you don't know what the world would be today for us as African Americans. So I thought for a moment about, I might put like some of those people, you know, on my arm. And then talking to the tattoo artist, I was like, man, I got people in my life that I wouldn't be who I am, period, if it wasn't for these people, you know. So that's why I sit with it to make sure, like, all right, this makes more sense. I got a microphone on my back. I got a star on my back. It's like a broken up star where you can like see inside of the star, and it's just different words you can see. And it's just words that I think make up what a true star is, like character and family and loyalty. I think people view me as a star, like in my professional career as an athlete and like doing music and just being known, like just having a lot of fans around the world. And you know, everybody view, you know, this guy different from that guy and this guy different from that guy. But I think the true definition of what a star is, or what they embody, these words represent it, or what it should be, what it should represent. This crown right here is for my son. Say Dame Jr. and his birthday, March 29, 2018, and it's a crown because, you know, that's my first one. That's my junior, so, you know, that's everything to me now, so very valuable. So it got like the crown, like the Rolex design, because it's like that valuable. This is my rap logo. My boy Muyagi designed it, came up with it, me and him both. It's just like a $, but it's just a D, like for Dame Dollar, for 2 Ds. And check him out on Instagram, Muyagi, at Muyagi, Mooyagi. I'm gonna probably like fill in the rest of this space. Like just like, I know it looked like I don't have no space, but just like, it can be more full. Like I think this arm looks more full than this arm, like more put together. So like, that's what I want to do next. I don't have an idea yet. I don't regret any of my tattoos. I wish I would have used this space better with these clouds. I could have used that space a little bit better, but other than that, I'm good.